So I'm going to give you 5 tips to start embodying and start aligning with the most abundant version of yourself, and to really just start walking as if walking with the abundance that is your birthright, literally. So for one, always go with the highest intuitive feeling. Always. No matter how you get there, always follow that feeling. And you are going to thank yourself later. You will thank yourself later. Whenever it comes down to making a decision, you always have 2 choices. You can go with it, or you can go the other way. Everything is always a decision. It is a choice that you are deciding to make. If you know that you should be eating something of more nutritional value, but right now you're craving Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, go with the highest intuitive feeling, because you are going to feel much better in yourself, and that is going to cultivate a relationship of trust with yourself. The only way that you can truly get in alignment with the abundance that you want is by really cultivating a level of trust within yourself, to where as though you trust yourself. And a lot of times you are not in alignment to where you want to be because you don't trust yourself, because you don't listen to yourself, and because you don't know how to really communicate with yourself. And your body and your energy and your mood, your body is always communicating with you, always. Whether that shows up in your stomach, whether that shows up in your right elbow, you have to be able to understand how your body is communicating with you, and be able to give your body what it needs. When your body tells you something, being able to give that back to your body, give your body what it's asking for. Even if that's like you are being invited out to go out with friends, but you know that you need some time to regroup and recharge, you need to go with that higher intuitive feeling, because by going the opposite way, you are literally betraying yourself, and that will never end well. Okay, so number 2, you have to physically put yourself where you can expand and be abundant. Sometimes you have to leave the house. Sometimes you need to stay in the house. You need to physically be putting yourself in spaces where you can expand. And sometimes that looks like leaving the house. Sometimes that looks like getting away from everybody so that you can have room to think and to create and to expand and to be abundant and to pour into yourself. Sometimes that means that you may need to go and connect with people and connect with your community, connect with your family. And it's just about understanding where to place yourself, because sometimes we are in the house all the time and it's like, okay, I love being at home, I love the fact that I get to work from home, but maybe you've been in the house so much that is literally what's it called, it's literally suffocating you from expanding, because we have to have different experiences within our lives, and you can't think that by continuously doing the same things that you are going to get different results. Sometimes you need to place yourself in different areas so that you can be exposed to new things, and that it could spark and open your brain in different ways. Even if that's just going to the park, literally. You never know what you might experience going to the park. You never know. You might experience something very, very beautiful. But yeah, that's just an example. But yes, number 3, be satisfied. When it comes to embodiment and aligning with abundance, you have to be satisfied before you get anything. You have to expect nothing and appreciate everything. And I was reading that because I have a lot of affirmations around my room, and I was reading that earlier, and I was just like, it was really like becoming more clear. Expect nothing, appreciate everything. And that is where everything will be able to flow towards you in abundant amounts, because your energy is clear, your energy is free, your energy is not grabbing and reaching for things and fighting for things. I want you to take that quote, expect nothing, appreciate everything, and just start to understand that. Start to really understand that, and start to remember those times where you really did expect nothing and you really did appreciate everything, and how much ease and abundance you truly felt during those times. Being satisfied, you can always find satisfaction within your day, no matter what. You can find satisfaction right now. I mean, you have a phone, you're watching this, you have a laptop that you're watching this on, your TV, whatever you're watching this on. First of all, thank you for watching. But you can be satisfied with the abundance that you have, and that will innately draw in more abundance. And it kind of sounds cliche that it's like, okay, just be grateful, expect nothing, and da-da-da. But this goes back to being present. Your presence is where the magic lies within everything. And when you can be present and understand that you are already abundant, then that will be you aligning with the abundance. When you can see how you are already satisfied, that is going to align more things for you to be satisfied from. Number 4, continue to do the things that got you results. Do not stop. Now, I recently just watched this video about manifestation and how manifestation is instant, and she was talking about the bridge of incidents and how sometimes when you are affirming something for yourself, when you are manifesting something for yourself, you start going through the process that will get you to your manifestation, and sometimes you just stop because you feel lost, you don't know what's going on, and it just seems like you don't know what to do next. But all you need to do is keep going. There's only one way to your goal, and how you get there is through persistence. If you stop, then you stop. If you stop, then the process stops. And you have to understand that everything that you are doing is being divinely guided, and you are being divinely led. Once you have made that decision to accept a reality for yourself, no matter what it is, it can be the craziest thing, all you have to do is persist, and you will have an inevitable goal met, because that is just the law of the universe. That is just the law of how everything works. The world is not acting independently of you. It is obeying you. And it is obeying whatever vibrational currency you are cashing in. And if that is an attitude of a lack of uncertainty, then that is what you will receive back. And that will cause a delay within your process. And it's not even to say that, you won't have times where you're delayed. And like, even if you have negative thoughts, or like, I'm sorry, that doesn't mean that you won't have times that you doubt or whatever. But even if you... Fuck, I lost my train of thought. But even if you have negative thoughts, or even if you doubt, that doesn't stop the manifestation. That doesn't stop you from getting to where you go. It only stops you if you believe that it stops you. It only stops you if you claim that as your reality, and you claim that to be true for you. Anything that you claim to be true, anything that you have a conversation with, will become true. And I mean having a conversation as in a conversation of agreement with it. Okay? A lot of people are like, oh, saying affirmations don't work. You don't need to say affirmations. You don't need, like, honestly, affirmations have saved me. Everything is not going to like have the same impact on everybody, but saying affirmations really just puts a big reminder as to who it is that you are. And it may feel cringy, it may feel cliche, but the only reason why it feels cringy and cliche is because you don't believe it, and because you don't truly feel that way about yourself. And this is why it's important to persist, because you need to feel this way about yourself. And to some people that might sound like harsh or like just like cliche, like I'm not about to repeat affirmations and da da da, but this is a process of rewiring your brain and starting to replace certain thoughts. If you don't replace those thoughts, they will come back no matter what you end up manifesting. If you do not have the mentality to be able to hold those thoughts and to be able to hold those manifestations and hold those beliefs, then they will go away from you. This is why your mental capacity when it comes to negative beliefs and negative thoughts and stuff like that, it'll get stronger the more you say affirmations and the more that you start to change your perception on your life and how you view your life and what you deem acceptable and unacceptable for your life. This is your choice, okay? And it's not to say that nothing else will pop up, but it's just to say that you have more control over what you are experiencing on an internal level. Yeah. The last one, number 5, looks maxing and building your personal brand. Now, these two are like real clarifiers as far as embodiment. Regardless if you are on social media, if you have a business, if you own a business, it doesn't matter if you don't own a business, if you aren't on social media, it doesn't matter. You need to invest within your appearance and within your style. Like, honestly, it'll make you feel a lot better, and it'll help you draw in the things that curate to your specific vibe and energy. And when you dress the part, when you look the part, when you feel the part, is when things will start to align in a much rapid pace. Because no funny shit, if you are a diamond covered in shit, nobody is going to pay attention to you. You might think that investing in your looks is superficial, or it's not that important, or you don't need to like really worry about that much. And maybe in your journey you don't at this point, but when it comes to, actually you do, because if you're watching this video and you made it this far, you're in your embodiment stage and you need to invest in your looks, and that is going to allow people to look at you and see you without you having to verbally always have to say anything. It's going to allow people to be able to connect with you and align with you in ways that are authentic and natural. And it's going to inevitably draw in more opportunities based upon how you look. This is why a pretty girl can post a video and it gets 10,000 likes versus just a creator who is creating and they're just, no aesthetics, no anything. There's a big difference between the attraction and the magnetism that is being pulled between those two types of examples. And when you look into just personal branding amongst celebrities, amongst companies, all of them have something along with their appearance that draws them in, that connects them with their audiences. And that is something that you need to have as well, whether you have an audience or not. This is really about curating a life that feels good for yourself, whether you have a social media, whether you post videos or not. But if you do post videos, if you are into content and stuff like that, then absolutely this is something that you need to start to look into and invest into, and start to get clarity around how you want to show up and the way that you want to be postured in this world. So yeah, that was the message, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Bye.